We talked a lot of smack last year. I'm sure they heard it, and they got to smack us this year.
Remember when Asia Wilson said, "Winning isn't for everyone" in that Nike commercial? Well, it turns out winning 3 championships in a row wasn't for the Aces. Here's how their trash talk throughout the year came back to bite them in a major way. The Las Vegas Aces were on top of the world. Back-to-back championships, 4 Olympians, and the league's MVP Asia Wilson leading the charge. They seemed untouchable, unstoppable, unbeatable. The Aces strutted into the 2024 season with an air of invincibility that had fans and critics alike wondering if anyone could challenge their reign. But here's the thing about being on top. There's only one way to go from there. The Aces were about to learn a hard lesson about pride and karma. Little did they know, their own words were about to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. The fall from grace was coming, and it was going to be hard. Want to know what happens when the champs start believing their own hype? Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
Kelsey Plum said this: as much as they're a team, they're not a team. They're really good individual players, but they don't care about each other, and you can tell in those moments.
The Aces' downfall started with a single tweet. As the reigning champs basked in the spotlight, their words became weapons, but not in the way they intended. How did a few careless comments turn an entire league against them? It all began with a storm of social media jabs and off-court antics. The Las Vegas Aces, riding high on their back-to-back championship victories, seemed to forget the age-old wisdom: actions speak louder than words. But in the age of social media, words can echo pretty loudly too. Kelsey Plum, one of the Aces' star guards, took to social media questioning the team dynamics of the New York Liberty. It was a bold move, poking the bear of a team they'd narrowly defeated in the previous year's finals. But Plum wasn't alone in her trash talk. The entire Aces squad seemed to be caught up in a whirlwind of bravado and showmanship. Remember Becky Hammon mocking New York during the championship parade?
3 for 17 is you need to talk about it.
Or Asia Wilson's Nike commercial declaring that winning isn't for everyone? These weren't just harmless celebrations. They were fuel for a fire that was slowly building across the league. As Hammon herself would later admit, the whole league has been pissed off for the last 8 months. The Aces had unknowingly painted targets on their own backs, turning themselves into the villains of their own story.
The whole league has been pissed off for the last 8 months, and my players are in commercials and this and that and being freaking celebrities, and you get distracted.
But the trash talk wasn't the only problem. The Aces' focus seemed to shift from the court to the spotlight. Commercials, celebrity status, and off-court distractions took center stage. They were no longer just basketball players. They wanted to be stars and celebrities. And while there's nothing wrong with enjoying success, it's a dangerous game when it comes at the expense of what got you there in the first place. Becky Hammon, despite her own role in the trash talk, seemed to sense the danger. In a moment of frustration, she slammed her team for prioritizing being celebrities over winning. It was a stark wake-up call, but was it too late?
I don't want to be mad at us. And that's what it was. It was Aces versus Aces tonight. We were beating ourselves.
As the playoffs intensified, cracks began to show in the Aces' armor. The team that once seemed unbeatable now looked vulnerable. In Game 2 of the semifinals, Kelsey Plum, the same player who had been so vocal on social media, scored only 6 points on 2 of 9 shooting. It led to a heated exchange with Hammon during a timeout, a visible sign of the tension building within the team. Hammon's criticism didn't stop there. After allowing 16 layups and 44 points in the paint, she called the team's defensive performance obscene and indicative of their lack of focus. The coach who had led them to back-to-back championships was now questioning their very commitment to the game. The pressure was mounting, and the team that once seemed invincible was now facing elimination.
Well, quite frankly, we haven't had the edge all year. We found it. The last month, I feel like we've gained a lot of ground, but the feel was different from the jump. And this is why three-peating is hard. Let's be real.
In a moment of reflection, Hammon, who used to be an assistant coach for the San Antonio Spurs, compared the Aces' situation to the Spurs' 2013 finals loss. She noted that the Liberty felt they had something stolen from them last year, which fueled their motivation this season. It was a stark reminder that, in sports, today's victor can quickly become tomorrow's underdog. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
And they beat the Aces comfortably. They beat them very comfortably in 2 games, and then even the one that was close, they were kind of in control from start to finish.
While the Aces were busy basking in their past glory, the New York Liberty were silently sharpening their skills. What followed was a masterclass in teamwork that left the defending champions shell-shocked. The New York Liberty had transformed into a cohesive unit with a singular focus, dethroning the reigning champs. The Liberty's hunger for revenge was palpable. They hadn't forgotten the sting of last year's finals loss, nor the Aces' subsequent trash talk. Every jab, every boastful comment, every social media post had been carefully filed away, fueling their motivation. As Breanna Stewart put it, "I have receipts on the things that were said." Those receipts were about to be cashed in.
I have receipts on the things that were said that, the entire team does, but for really my mentality today was to go in and get this win.
Game 4 of the semifinals became the stage for their ultimate redemption. The Liberty didn't just win, they dominated. The final score of 76-62 doesn't fully capture the magnitude of their victory. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement made in the Las Vegas home court.
And respect for Sabrina, from the worst postseason performance of her career to this 22 points to lead the Liberty back to the WNBA Finals.
Sabrina Ionescu led the charge with a stellar 22-point performance, while Breanna Stewart contributed a double-double with 19 points and 14 rebounds. But it wasn't just about individual performances. The Liberty's success was a testament to their teamwork, their ability to move as one unit, each player complementing the others. In stark contrast, the Aces' star-studded lineup crumbled under pressure. Their backcourt, including the usually reliable Kelsey Plum, struggled mightily. While Plum scored 17 points, it was a 5 from 16 performance from the field. Fellow Olympians Jackie Young and Chelsea Gray produced a combined 11 points on 4 of 18 shooting. Asia Wilson's 19 points and 10 rebounds were clearly not enough. The fourth quarter became the nail in the Aces' coffin. The Liberty outscored them 23-11. Turning what had been a close game into a rout. As the final seconds ticked away, the realization set in. The Aces' dream of a three-peat was over. Their 12-game playoff winning streak at home shattered.
We don't have it every year. It's not the way this works. You don't get to flip a switch. It's the beautiful thing about sports, actually. The work and the commitment and the buy-in and the play hard and the want to and the will always show up in the end.
Even Aces coach Becky Hammon had to acknowledge the shift in power. "Kudos to them," she said post-game. "They've been the best team all year. Let's be real." It was a humbling admission from a coach who, just months earlier, had been mocking the very team that had just ended her squad season. The Liberty's victory wasn't just about winning a game or a series. It was about rewriting the narrative. They had transformed from the team that couldn't quite get it done to the team that knocked off the defending champs. They had proven that unity and teamwork could triumph over individual star power. In the aftermath of their victory, the Liberty couldn't resist a bit of playful revenge. They posted a photo of Timberland boots on the Aces logo, a not-so-subtle nod to stomping out their rivals' championship hopes. It was a moment of sweet satisfaction, a visual representation of their triumph. But beyond the trash talk and the social media jabs, this victory represented something more significant. It showed that no team, no matter how talented or decorated, is invincible. The Aces had learned the hard way that past success doesn't guarantee future victories. They had fallen into the trap of believing their own hype, focusing more on being celebrities than on the game that had made them famous.
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time, because we could talk about her
As the Aces' empire crumbles, another team quietly builds its foundation. The Indiana Fever, led by rising star Caitlin Clark, are rewriting the playbook on success in the WNBA. While Las Vegas struggled with locker room drama and off-court distractions, Indiana focused on creating a positive team culture and strategic player development. The Fever's approach stands in stark contrast to the Aces' celebrity-driven mindset. Instead of chasing fame, Indiana prioritized teamwork and chemistry. This focus on fundamentals has paid off, with the Fever seeing a remarkable turnaround in their performance and fan engagement.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play.
At the heart of Indiana's resurgence is Caitlin Clark, whose debut season has been nothing short of spectacular. Smashing 62 records, Clark has energized the team and the fan base. Her impact goes beyond just numbers. Clark's leadership and work ethic have set a new standard for the Fever. Unlike the headline-grabbing antics of some Aces players, Clark lets her game do the talking. Her performances have drawn attention not for off-court controversies, but for pure basketball brilliance. This approach has resonated with fans, leading to a surge in attendance and excitement around the Fever. Their focus on creating a supportive environment for player growth has allowed young talents like Aaliyah Boston and Lexi Hull to flourish alongside veterans like Kelsey Mitchell.
But make no mistake, Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years.
Speaking of Mitchell, her free agency status looms large over the Fever's future plans. Retaining her is crucial for the team's continued success. The front office faces the challenge of balancing their young core with experienced players who can guide them through the pressures of a potential championship run. While the Aces grappled with the weight of expectations and past success, the Fever embraced the underdog role. This mindset shift has allowed them to play with freedom and joy, characteristics that were notably absent in Las Vegas's tense playoff performances. The Fever's rise serves as a reminder that in sports, as in life, there are no shortcuts to success. While the Aces relied on star power and past glory, Indiana focused on building a strong foundation through hard work and team cohesion. Fans have taken notice of this contrast. The Fever now lead the league in attendance, a testament to the excitement surrounding Clark's arrival and the team's improved performance. It's a far cry from the empty seats and lack of enthusiasm that plagued the team in recent years. As the Aces reflect on their playoff exit and the factors that led to their downfall, the Fever are looking ahead with optimism. The cyclical nature of success in the WNBA is on full display. One team's decline opens the door for another's ascent.
Although it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, there was a lot of optimism. There was a lot of, enthusiasm around, this is a new beginning, it's a new start. And, I think it's great for our franchise, it's great for our fans, and we're excited to see, who can join us and help us as we continue to move forward and continue to be a great standard in the WNBA.
The Aces' fall from grace serves as a cautionary tale for all athletes. It's a stark reminder that in sports, yesterday's victories don't guarantee tomorrow's success. Wilson and her teammates learned the hard way that focusing on fame over the game can lead to disaster. Meanwhile, the New York Liberties and Indiana Fever's rise tells a different story. They've shown that building a strong team culture can lead to success both on and off the court. As the dust settles on this dramatic season, one question lingers. Which path will future WNBA champions choose? Will they follow the Aces' star-studded but ill-fated journey, or embrace a different approach? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure. Humility and hard work never go out of style in the world of professional sports. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.